Even before I start talking about the new Xiaomi Pad 8, you know that this one's going to be a great Android tablet. Why? Because the Pad 7 was a great Android tablet, and so was the Pad 6. Now the Pad 8, in comparison to the Pad 7, has a more powerful processor, a larger battery, inside a slimmer chassis. That makes this tablet pretty good on paper, right? But let's check out what are the pros and cons of the Xiaomi Pad 8. We've been testing it for a few days and we have a lot to talk about it. Alright, if you're watching me for the first time, I'm Ashad. This is Trakin Tech English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. Now, when you buy the Pad 8, the unboxing experience starts off really good, right? Because what you get inside the box is the Pad 8 itself. Apart from that, you've got a Type-C to Type-C cable, you get the 67-watt charger inside the box and some documentation as well. And if you buy the Creators Edition, you also do get the Xiaomi Focus Pen Pro along with it. So the unboxing experience is pretty good. Now, I don't know how Xiaomi managed to pull this off, but the Pad 8 is actually slimmer and lighter than the Pad 7 despite having a larger battery inside. And despite being slim and light, it actually feels very sturdy because it's an all aluminum build, the same as the Pad 7. Plus, I think that the 11.2-inch display size is perfect for any tablet, and because any bigger, it becomes really uncomfortable to actually use it with one hand as well, right? Basically, I like my tablets 11-inch in size. Now, the Pad 8 has the same squarish camera module which was there on the Pad 7 and the Pad 6 as well. Now, however, compared to those modules, it's slightly thicker. Now, because of this, I felt like when you place it on a table, the Pad 8 might wobble a lot, but look at this. It's pretty good. It's pretty stable. Now, talking about the buttons, you get the volume rocker on the top right edge. You've got the power button at the top. But the power button still doesn't have an embedded fingerprint scanner. I think that fingerprint scanner is a high time coming, Xiaomi. And of course, at the top, you see these speaker grills. There are two speaker grills at the top and there are two speaker grills at the bottom. And of course, it's Dolby Atmos speaker, no less. And it sounds really good. Take a listen to it for yourself. But one thing I noticed is sandwiched between the bottom speaker grills is the USB Type-C 3.2 port. And this has video out, which is awesome. But if you're a bit of a stickler for symmetry, you might have a problem with this misaligned USB Type-C port. It should have been centrally aligned. So the 11.8-inch IPS LCD display on the Pad 8 has the same tech as the previous Pad 7. You get the same 800 nits of peak HDR brightness with Dolby Vision support, and it's a 12-bit panel with 68.7 billion color support. So when you're watching YouTube and Netflix, the display just shines. It is a fantastic display for watching content, if you ask me. Now, the display can also reach a peak of 144Hz refresh rate, but for the most part, the system UI and most of the applications run at 120Hz max, but there are certain games that will run at 144Hz if they're supported. And finally, you also do get the option to spring some extra money for that nano textured coating goodness. We've actually been testing the tablet with the nano textured coating on the display, and it's very good at cutting out reflections. But sometimes at extreme angles, you can see that the visibility takes a bit of a hit, and also on that nano textured coating, it does easily pick up fingerprints, so you'll have to keep wiping it. But overall, if you look at it, this is easily one of the best displays on a tablet under Rs 35,000. Alright, now out of the box, the Xiaomi Pad 8 runs on HyperOS 3 based on Android 16, and Xiaomi is also promising 4+6 years of updates, which is fantastic. The interface is clearly designed with larger screens in mind, so the home screen has a dock, which basically you can invoke from different apps as well. You get floating windows, split screen multitasking, and flexible app resizing, all of which make really good use of that available screen space. Now, one thing I noticed is that you can put two apps in split screen, and on top of that, you can have two extra floating windows as well. And the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 handles that very easily. The HyperOS also adds some refinements, especially for tablet workflows. The animations are fluid, transitions feel responsive, and the system remains stable even with several apps open simultaneously. I've always liked the HyperOS experience for tablets, and that continues with the HyperOS 3 experience that you get with Pad 8 as well. Now, performance is where the Xiaomi Pad 8 truly shines. You've got the upgraded Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, and even the storage is UFS 4.1 storage now. But this is for the 256GB variant. The 128GB variant actually comes with UFS 3.1, and we actually tested the 256GB variant. In Antutu version 11, the Pad 8 scores about 2.37 million, and the Geekbench 6 results are also pretty good and in line with what we expect from Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. In fact, in our CPU throttling test where we engaged 40 threads for 30 minutes, the tablet maintained about 90% of its peak performance, and that indicates that Xiaomi has managed the thermal throttling really well too. And it sort of makes sense because it's got a larger physical space for for it to sort of dissipate the heat. So it doesn't drop performance aggressively, so even if you're playing games, it should be fine. Talking about which, the GPU performance is also pretty good. In the 3D Mark SolarWave benchmark, the tablet recorded an average of 29.75 frames per second, and in our wildlife extreme stress test, the best loop score was about 4254 with the stability at 91.3%. And we also played Arknight's Enfield, and the gaming performance is pretty good because we got an average of about 44.2 FPS with the temperatures reaching only up to 38 degrees. So even when you're gaming, the tablet does not get too hot and it doesn't throttle performance too much either. And like I said, the storage speeds with the UFS 4.1 is pretty good too. You can see that for yourself on the screen. And in practical everyday usage, we didn't face any slowdowns whatsoever. It's very fast. Apps open fast, multitasking is pretty smooth, and even switching between tasks feels very seamless. Again, this is easily the most powerful Android tablet under 35,000 rupees. Now, as for the cameras, these are tablet cameras. So you get a 13MP unit on the rear and an 8-megapixel camera on the front. Now, obviously, you won't be using the rear camera to take photos of people. You'll use it for documents and it works absolutely fine for that. Now, the front 8-megapixel camera is great for video calls. I like the fact that it's on the wider horizontal edge, so it keeps you centered perfectly during calls, and the quality is pretty good too. Battery life has been upgraded. Now, what you get is a 9200 mAh battery, and the battery life is solid. So the tablet comfortably lasts through a full day of mixed usage, including streaming, browsing, and even some occasional gaming for that matter. And when the battery does run low, you do have 45-watt charging speeds with the charger inside the box as well, so it should top up pretty quickly too. Now, coming to the pricing, the Pad 8 is at a higher price tier. Now, the base variant is available for a retail price of 33,999, and if you buy the higher storage variant, then that will be about 36,999. Of course, you get the different creator editions, and the ones with nano textured coating, they're more expensive, and the prices of all the variants are on the screen for you to see right now. But there are also bank discounts, so if you have the card, then you can actually get the base variant for 30,999, which is actually not bad. Plus, Xiaomi is also promising 1 year of additional warranty if you buy the tablet from March 17th to March 31st, which I feel is a pretty solid offer. Now, truth be told, despite the price hikes, I think that the Pad 8 is a solid upgrade over the Pad 7. There are improvements to design, performance, and even battery life, and I feel like all of that adds to the whole value for money proposition. And what I felt is that the focus is clearly on usability, performance, and more importantly, portability as well, because it's slim, it's light, and it's also the right size. And when you're looking at it from an everyday usage perspective, this balance actually becomes very noticeable. So for me, the Pad 8 is an easy recommendation for anybody looking for a great Android tablet under 40,000 rupees. So what do you guys think of the Pad 8? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.